Hello there, all. Steve here, FlipSideCT, and I want to thank you so much for joining me. And as you could see, I got two things to talk about. One is a vinyl record that I bought back on Record Store Day in November of last year, and then also update about my project and what's coming out soon. So, first thing I got to share is this album I bought. When I saw this on the Record Store Day list for in the U.S., I said this is a must-have. This is just, it speaks for itself. The faces and anything I can get my hands on, I try to. As you can see, BBC in session. Also, some songs from a BBC in concert, some live performance, as we hear and see. So Love in Vain is on this album. The only bad news is this album is way too short. I really wish it was longer and maybe double, but I paid $32 for that. I think you can get it for $25. It's on orange vinyl right now. I don't care about what color it is. And just passing that on, it's about that turn on. Very cool album. The sound is wonderful for me. Okay, so Friday, February 9th, I plan on releasing my part one of my next project that I'm working on. And I've mentioned this to some folks and been working on it very diligently, a lot. And it's been consistent. One thing after another, rabbit holes all over the place. It started off to be just the STP 72 tour. Thank you, Sam. And I started branching off and figuring, there's so much more to expose. And I started doing the NELLCOTE. Now, my resources, I give all my knowledge to them. And I will never say I am any expert. I don't think anybody should declare themselves as a Stones expert because it's just too vast. Again, I also say anybody that's a Stones fan, a deep fan, should appreciate everything they give us. And I don't say I want this era, or this era. Give me this era, and I'm glad as all hell and take what they give us. So this discussion on the 72 tour and is more also adding is part one, the NELLCOTE, the EXILE time period, and going to NELLCOTE and some of the people involved. I am presenting this to the public, this video, and I'll explain what that means, but I talk about the donators when we first get in, and then I talk about, the 70, 71 time frame, and then into my resources. And then I talk about the major players that are going on with the STP tour and the build-up during NELLCOTE. And that's what some of this exposure is for part one. I'm not talking much about the songs themselves. Probably in part one, I'm probably going to dig in a little deeper. NELLCOTE will be more exposed in part two also. Like I say, songs. And then I will get to the concerts, the shows, whatever, the 51 shows in 2 months. The remarkable tour. Probably their best iconic tour. Just everything. The energy. I get chills when I think about it, and especially listen to it. It's just something that every Stones fan should appreciate. Most of you know about it. And again, some of the information you're going to know. I try to give you something you don't. What I'm really proud of is there's some declarations of things that I dug and got information about, topics that have a lot of ambivalence or disregard and false information. And it's been just snowballing as time goes on, and I gotta stop it. So there's like a couple things in my part one that I'm gonna explain what I found and why I think, this is what it is. Now, you may think differently. That's fine. You could put it down. Don't say he doesn't know what he's talking about. Who does, in a way, But I do have to say the resources are pretty good that I have. And I spoke to some directly, and it's pretty cool information, very enlightening. So I try to give a timeline of this entire period. That's my goal, to give you a feel. I want you to get the flavor of what this was about, this time period. I want you to sink in and just feel it, close your eyes and hear and see the visuals I can give you and some information, and soak you in it, because it is a pivotal, precious time for the Rolling Stones. And just getting it compiled into one area like I did is why I put this out there, because there's so many pieces. I don't think anybody's put it all together in a really detailed fashion, and that's what my documentaries are. That's why most of you watch it. And then there's the percent that clicks on dislike. Hey, doesn't matter to me. So anyway, part 1 is the public. Part 2 is going to my donators, and I talk about this in the part 1, that I am so appreciative of the ones that have donated and can appreciate this time and efforts. I'm not saying the others don't. Some people can't afford things. I get it. But I just have to do something very special for you folks, because I really feel in my heart the warmth that you are providing me, and as I am hopefully providing you. And I need to give something back even more. So part 2 is going to be that deeper dive, what I explained, and it's going to you. Very important. If you still want to donate, that's perfect. You will get part 2. However, anyone who's donated or wants to donate, I need your email address, your YouTube email, also if it's different, because you will be getting entitled into the special link that I'll be sending out, and you could see, you'll be able to view it based on your email address. So that's important to get to me. I don't want to confuse the matter, but if you send through PayPal or Venmo, send me that email addresses to communicate to you. If you haven't seen an email from me yet and you've donated, that means I don't have your email, and you're not going to get part 2 until you reach out to me. All right, I had to get that out there. My last thing will be, I will be talking to Justin at Hangfire Podcast, his YouTube channel. Check it out. Justin is great. He's pushing the Stones, and he gets it. And, it's a pleasure to do this with others and share and be on the same family page for sure. I'm sure I'm missing stuff. Hey, let's see where this goes. I will probably later next week send another just sort of a reminder that this is out there, project part 1. Enjoy, folks, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.